Okay, so do you ever have those days where it just feels like something is just off in your life? It doesn't feel right. It could come after making a decision or choosing to invest your time or your energy and your money or in something. Well, I have a surprising possible reason for that. And it could be that you're out of alignment with your core values. Understanding your core values is just one of the most important things we can do in our lives to reduce overwhelm and get unstuck. Because when we understand our core values, we gain an incredible amount of clarity and confidence in terms of what we want to do. And I don't care about what aspect of our life it is: relationships, career, money, small things. How do I want to spend my time on Saturday, right? All these things get simpler when we have a good understanding of our core values. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And it's so important that I'm going to put this in the link, by the way, the link to our Simplified Adulting Starter Kit, because it's so, I consider it foundational. So it is the first exercise in the starter kit, is an exercise to take a chance and an opportunity to think about your core values, because it sounds obvious, right? Well, I know what those are. I thought the same thing about 8 years ago, 9 years ago, maybe, when I was first offered the opportunity to do the core values exercise. And I thought, oh, okay, whatever, not going to be good use of my time. I know what my core values are. And I definitely had the one that I thought would either be one or at least be top three. And after I went through the exercise, it wasn't even in the top 10. And I was completely surprised by the five top values that I ended up coming up with. And at first, I was really judgy with myself on it, because I think the one that I thought in my head was a better core value than the ones that came up, whatever. But once I learned how to kind of quiet that mind, which, by the way, we help you with that in this kit because it's part of the process. We get judgy with ourselves. I was able to look at those values and really start to see how, wow, yeah, you know what? Those things really are true for me. Like, that really is how I want to show up. That is kind of how I feel like the best version of myself is when I'm kind of doing and acting in this type of way. And so, and what was really interesting about it is that it allowed me to go back and actually, recall some situations where I felt that awkward, like out, kind of weird, not right, maybe after making a decision or how I approached something. And I went back to those and like, oh yeah, wow, I wasn't doing that in a way that aligned with these core values. So it felt yuck. And so really, what are these core values? And those core values, I mean, I kind of said it, it's these principles or beliefs that are really connected to what we truly value inside the most. That what in our view makes, I'll call it our essence, what kind of makes up our essence. That when I show up this way, I believe I am being the best version of myself. That's what core values are. So you can imagine how important those are when you're trying to figure out how to make all the different decisions that just kind of come with life. And and it's amazing because you say, "Oh my gosh, how long?" I mean, when I did the exercise, it took me about 15 minutes, which is about what this exercise will take you through as well. It's because it's just, it's not teaching us something new. It's just giving us the breathing room to rediscover what we already know. And that's why I love this exercise. And it is simple and it's life changing. And it's a starting point. And I think what you'll find is that when you go through this exercise and do those, that you'll be able to think through some of these times when you're not feeling, you just feel off, you feel off kilter, and you can kind of go, oh, yeah, I get that. And the funny thing for me is there are some decisions, a few very significant decisions in my life that were not easy by any means. That when I made those, I'll say they were driven by a true knowing. I just knew this is what I need to do. But I have to admit, I didn't have a full understanding. I hope that makes sense. So I knew, so I listened to myself and said, this is what I need to do. Reflecting back on those decisions with my values sitting in front of me, that knowing made a lot of sense, and I understood. I finally was able to understand what I knew. And so again, this is just an opportunity to really put a foundation in place that sets you up for confidence and clarity in every aspect of your life. So please go to the show notes, hit the link, and do the value section. I hope you look at the rest of it too, because there's other great things in there, but do the value section because the next video, we're going to be talking about how do you kind of know when you're out of alignment? There are usually some telltale signs. So go grab your starter kit, do the value section, and meet me here for the next video. And we're going to keep talking about core values. Until I see you again, stay happy and healthy.